birds are out here messing with Harley. Better not be getting my seeds.
Hey guys, we're about to plant up these 2 rows. These are really long rows, and we're going to be doing okra and cucumbers. And actually, we seed saved a bunch of our red okra from last year and the year before and the year before that. So we're going to be planting those, and then we're also going to plant a few greener varieties. And one tip that I want to give you guys, if you want okra that's going to last a while, I would pick these longer varieties over the shorter varieties because these tend to get hard really quickly on the plant compared to these. These stay tender a lot longer. So if you're like me and you forget to harvest okra because they're so prolific, this is a really great variety for you to try. And the red okra is also a longer, skinnier variety like this as well. So those give you a little bit more time to harvest also. So typically you would plant these about 18 inches apart, but I never do that. I only plant mine about 10 to 12 inches apart, and they do really well because it's really hot here and I like my plants to shade each other a little bit. I just find that they do much better that way. So we're going to be planting them right on the drip, and that's about 10 to 12 inches apart. Okra needs to be planted in full sun, and they take about 50 to 65 days to reach maturity, and that's when they should start bearing flowers and seed pods. And they're actually in the hibiscus family, so what we eat are the seed pods that the flowers create after they've bloomed. They are not frost tolerant, but they will continue to produce until the first frost. And they're so hardy they don't require consistent watering. All right, we finished up the okra, and now we're going to plant some cucumbers. And most of them are going to be this SMR 58 cucumber. It's supposed to be a really great pickling cucumber. So we're planting a bunch of those. But then I also have a few other varieties that I really like. Oh, I'm not planting mouse melons. I already planted those somewhere else. But I'm also going to do, I don't know, I used to call these the Super 8s, but this one's called a Poinsett 76. So we're going to put those in.
Those are like your slicing cucumbers.
Yeah, and then Armenian yard-long cucumbers, you can never go wrong with these. They're really great in salads. Got some white cucumbers, which I've grown before. I'm going to put a few jelly melons out here. I've already got these started somewhere else also, but I wanted to try them out here. And then, of course, lemon cucumber. I grow these every year, and this is a really great snacking cucumber. The kids like to eat them like apples, so we're going to plant some of those too. And these are going to go right next to the okra. And then over here we'll do another row of okra, and then we'll do another row of probably cucumbers, huh?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
And that should hold up moisture too. We'll come back and fill in the rows.
We're just adding a little bit of hay around the sides of these mounds where we started the seeds, and this is just to help keep the weeds at bay.
Huh?
Let me see your sexy walk. Check out the yellow pear tomatoes. They are doing so well over here. I'm so sad for the ones that are in the other garden because it's so wet over there that they just can't thrive, but these are just loving life right now. Asparagus bed looks so much better with the hay on there. And check out this. This is the purple asparagus. When it opens up, it turns green, but when it first comes out, it's this really pretty purple. Isn't that cool? That wasn't there the other day when we did this. They come up so fast.
Another thing is, before we had weeded this, I didn't realize there were so many sprouts, or so many, what are they called?
Asparagus?
What's the actual term?
Spears?
Spears that came up, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now I can tell there's tons.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy.
They'll be good next year.
Yeah.
The honeysuckle smells so good right now. I think I'm gonna have to make some honeysuckle jelly soon. I might be too late. Some of them are already spent. But one thing we do have a bunch of is dewberries right now. And I don't particularly like the taste of dewberries. I think blackberries are much better, but they're great for jams. And the chickens really like to eat them too. Here's one right here. They've got a very earthy flavor, like dirt. They're not as sweet as the blackberry. They're pretty tart. Sometimes they're just really mild. They're not tart or sweet, but they're not bad. I'll take it. They're the fava beans, and they're pretty big, but look, some of these pods are like massive. Excited to see what we get out of these. I actually made a mistake by spraying the peppermint on the blooms because I think that kept them from getting pollinated really. So I didn't get as many beans as I was hoping for, because this whole thing would have been covered in beans, which is kind of sad. But these ones that are laying over are from the middle, so hopefully these outside ones will have more beans. But look how tall they are. They're just massive. And they're definitely, the mint is not having any issue. Oh, there's a weed there competing with them, but quite a bit of beans in there. We'll see how it does. As long as I get enough seed to replant these next year, although these are perennial, I'm going to replant these in a different garden. Here's another one of my clematis vines. Really pretty. My mom gave me this one actually when she came to visit us. So we just dug up these onions. These were volunteers from last year, and they were in this row. And we're gonna replant them, reorganize them. We just divided all of them because we're digging up our bigger tomato plants from the Ruth Stout garden because they're rotting from it staying too wet, and we're planting them in here. In this area, because this area stays well drained. It's higher on the property.
But not from the Ruth Stout, it's the topsoil.
Yeah, it's not rotting from the Ruth Stout method. It's just rotting because the water is standing there too long and we've gotten way too much rain. So we're digging them all up because we've lost a bunch of tomato plants. So
About half.
Yeah, about half of the tomato plants that we planted in the Ruth Stout garden have started rotting at the roots. So we're digging up the ones that are still living and we're going to plant them in here. And I got a nice bucket of weeds because I've been weeding the edge of this garlic bed. It's looking pretty good. So these were kind of all mixed in this bed, and we just dug them up and tilled, and then we split them, and now we're just planting them along the edge, and hopefully they'll make it. They'll survive, but if they don't, they'll just bulb up as small bulbs and they'll come back next year, so it won't be a loss. Chickens are on bug maintenance. Good girls. Oh, they found something good.
Yep.
What about our naked neck? Hey, Wendy. You gonna get some? Oh, so Garrett's aunt, her name is Wendy, and she has a naked neck rooster, and I forgot to tell her that our naked neck hen, her name is Wendy. The kids named our naked neck Wendy like 4 years ago.
It's funny. So if you're watching, Wendy.
Yeah, if you're watching, Wendy, we have a chicken named after you. Not on purpose, though.
We had one named after Carmelita.
Oh yeah, we had this one. It was a Polish, and it was so loud and like...
Uh-oh.
Well, my mom's loud. It's not a secret. But it was so loud and like hyper all the time, and the kids named her Carmi after my mom.
Your mom won't care. She won't even watch it.
You got dust all over your back. Did you get all that dust on you? So we had onions out here last year, and there's a ton of volunteers in here. So Garrett's going to dig those up as well and plant them where we were just planting. Look at these guys. These are the Texas Super Sweet.
Are they?
Some of them are, and then these gold ones, I forget what they're called. We just planted these in the other garden a couple months ago. Look at this. They're doing pretty good out here considering there's no water. Oh, they're kind of a...
Rotted.
Oh, wait. No, they're not rotted. Weird. The skin's like soft and then the onion's hard in the middle. Weird. Charlotte is really upset because this girl took her clutch and is broody on them. So you can see we've got 5 hens trying to go broody right now. They've already laid for the day, and these 2 are now fighting over this nesting box. And Charlotte's the one that's already broody, so she's trying to steal her clutch now. Ridiculous. So if you notice that your tomato plants start wilting like this, and they wilt at the top and then slowly move down, that's from root rot. So that's what we're seeing in this garden. So we're digging up all the tomato plants, even the ones that are not struggling, that still look healthy, and we're going to transplant them into another garden because it's just way too wet over here. This is the lowest point of our property, and we weren't expecting this much rain this early in the season. And we usually don't get this much rain early in the season. So we're digging every single tomato plant up, and we're planting them up in the front where it's higher ground, it stays a little drier. And I'm probably going to just do flowers in this garden. Maybe some squash, things like that. I'm not sure. I don't think the squash will do well here either, but definitely some sunflowers at least. Sunflowers are an important part of our garden because we eat a lot of sunflower seeds and we make a lot of things with them. So I'll probably end up doing a bunch of sunflowers out here.
Oh, it's this close. We just realized that there's like 6 other mulberry trees around our property. That's pretty exciting.
Do you ever feel like someone's watching you?
Oh, why?
Look behind you. She was just sitting there watching you.
In the jungle.
Jungle kitty. Charlie. If you've ever wondered what a guinea egg looks like, these two bottom lighter ones that are pointy, those are guinea eggs, and they taste just like chicken eggs. We eat them all the time. Hey, Hopper. Oh, we've got to clean up before we eat. Oh, goodness. Kisses? You sweet baby. Yeah. This one's a Cornish cross.
We're gonna eat this one.
Eventually. Alright, what's next? No, that one's an olive acre. And it's mixed with a cochin and an Americana.
And a pigeon.
No, no pigeons. This one's an olive acre. It's a cochin and Americana mix also. There's a Polish. And another, this black one is an olive acre. And then these two ugly ones are silkies.
Not ugly.
Kind of ugly.
They're beautiful.
And then this one is an Easter acre. A Splash Morans. And then this is my blue cochin rooster.
He's big boy. He's nice. He'll let you can hold him.
Mm-hmm.
He's big boy.
He's a good rooster, huh?
He's old. Really old. You're good.
Chocolate's my favorite. I got Reese's on mine.
She got mint chocolate chip.
Vanilla chocolate, Reese's.
Some Bluebell ice cream. Like you got ice cream on your chin. And I've got mint chocolate chip with that hard chocolate shell. If you guys have never tried that, it's so good.
Yeah.
Probably not the healthiest, but delicious.
Yum.
You're like worshiping your ice cream cone right now, Garrett.
Take a picture. Oh, like the Statue of Liberty, but ice cream.